I like to position myself from a slightly different point of view. In like I work in sales, and you've been in sales for many years, and so on and so forth. But when I train people, what I want to do is make sure that they have, number one, effective communication, and they can connect with people that they like and trust, and they work with people in a slightly different way, and understanding how the other people work and how you can step into other people's shoes, so you can almost holistically see yourself coming back at you with eyes pointing back at you as if you're stepping into your shoes.
Do you want to know how amazing people connect? Well, you're in the right place. Welcome to Marketing with Russ, aka #RussSelfie. Today's episode brought to you by Gateway Imprints of Lebanon, Oregon. The first 25 customers who mention this podcast receive a free gift, plus get $10 off an order of $50 or more. Gateway Imprints for all your marketing needs. Also by Laura Gillot of Lebanon, Oregon, delivering the key to home ownership through stellar customer service, integrity, and joy. Check out Laura Gillot and the Gillot Home Team for all your home needs. Well, hello everybody, and welcome to another episode of Marketing with Russ, aka #RussSelfie. We are so glad you're with us today, and I am so excited for my new friend and my good friend in a short amount of time, Jason Cooper, who is with us here today. He is going to give us some great information about him. And you know, this whole podcast is how amazing people connect. And I've learned in a short time that Jason is an amazing person in all that he does. So he's going to talk about that. So excited about that. And then also, we are just going to dive into what he's doing today. So before we get to that, just wanted to tell you that my name is Russ Hedge. I'm a coach and motivational speaker. I love to connect. I love to help people and add value to your life today. So if you want to connect with me, just go to my website. It's easy, russhedge.com. All of my contact information is there, and you can get a hold of me. Again, russhedge.com, and looking forward to a chance to chat with you. So with no further ado, we're going to jump right in, say hey to Jason. How are you doing today, Jason?
Very, very good. I'm very excited to be here. Can't contain myself. Really looking forward to this. So thank you very much to inviting me on here. So it's a privilege.
Well, I want to tell you, and I mean this sincerely, that I feel like we've known each other forever.
Absolutely.
I was looking forward to this morning, just like excited to see an old friend. And so it's great. And I've been following your Facebook and other things you're doing. I know you just got back from a family trip, and You've just been having some time with your family.
Yeah, I think it's so important to spend time with the family and to just go away with them. We're all stuck in this COVID thing at the moment, but we're doing this staycation thing. So luckily, Ireland is quite rich and beautiful, and it's accessible. So we went on a vacation with another two families and hired this lovely, beautiful townhouse in a place called Killarney in County Kerry. Very rich, very beautiful. A lot of moss-covered mountains and beautiful lakes and stuff that I love. And I love to engage with nature as and when I can, or seeing beautiful castles. I love castles.
Well, yeah, I think that's one thing you and I have in common a lot, and that is loving our family and being together. And I was just telling you before we got on that I'm scooting away with my family for a little time later this morning, but it's just a great thing to do when you're able to go places, be together, making memories. It's so awesome.
I think that's the most important thing, is as opposed to being stuck in these devices and Xboxes and all of that, the biggest thing that you can ever have, and the biggest gift that they will always remember, is the gift of a holiday and experience. And that's something that I've always learned, and it holds back to you. And I keep saying to my kids, you'll remember this time for the rest of your life. When you're older, when you're like my age or your age, you're obviously younger than me anyway. So. But you'll remember this, and it will stick in your head, and you'll look back and say, my parents were wonderful. And they will.
Yeah, I think I got that from my parents, the same thing. And that's the reason that I'm so much that way. We did so many family things together. So, yeah, that's awesome. Well, hey, tell us a little bit more about you and what's going on with you right now and where you came from.
Where I came from the trees and Mother Nature. No, yeah, I was born in England. I was born just outside of North London to a wonderful family. I'd say they're probably middle class. My parents worked really hard. My dad used to leave home at 6 and wouldn't come home till 6 in the evening. And then he would take me off to my sporting activities, which I now respect, being a father doing it to my kids. My mum, a loving mother to a brother and a sister as well. My mum was really into yoga in the 70s. She got really into that, and she sort of taught me about spirituality and meditation and all of that sort of stuff at a young age. Didn't really appreciate it as much then, but it's sort of passed through to me now to where I am. But my career life, I really started out my life in retail. I hated it. I managed to upscale and manage a lot of shops and all that, and I still hated it, but got into working in the financial district in the centre of London when I moved to London, and sort of worked my way around and worked with startups, worked with in the dot-com boom in the 2000s, worked for a relatively big startup, massive investment by British Telecom on a web-based, building websites and all of these cool things back then, and then moved into some other similar types of businesses. 2003, I moved to Ireland. I met an Irish woman through a company I used to work with, and around about that time, I booked a flight to go to New Zealand for a year, and I went, but we sort of connected before, and before then, I just went. We'll just keep in contact and see what happens. And the year went by, and we kept in contact, and we said we'd meet in New Zealand, meet in Thailand, which we did. And we met in Thailand, and ever since we've been together. And now I've moved to Ireland, married with 2 kids, been in several businesses, co-founded a couple of tech companies as well, managed to wangle my way over to Silicon Valley for VC funding rounds and venture capital funding and all of that. And I decided in 2014 to learn a little bit more about me, because some things weren't going right, and learnt psychology, went back to college, learnt neuro-linguistic program to as far as it can go, which is the study of the mind, study of the brain, so the study of the language and communication and how that works and how you can effectively communicate with people more integral, using more trust-based relationships. So I believe that we're all connected. I believe that networking with the right people, networking with people that you find a common interest and common grounds with, holds one of my beliefs and one of my core values. And that's one of the reasons how we met, is through international networking. As much as this COVID stuff has sort of conditioned us down and made us stay at home and all of that, but that's sort of enlightened me and took a step up and helped me reach more people internationally and network internationally. So I thank you. That was a gift back to me, but also a gift to you, how we connected as well. So I thank you for that.
Yeah, I think that is my biggest great thing that's come out of all of this, is the fact of being able to connect with people that I never would have before. It pushed me out of my comfort zone to areas I wouldn't have gone. And if I just got a chance to meet only you, it would have been all worth it. So it was great. I do really appreciate you. So, hey, I want to ask you this question, make sure I get it right here. So, because I'm all about amazing people connecting, you are really working on some coaching and consulting and all that with people, but you're connecting, helping building people and teams.
Yeah.
And you're helping them to become more effective and better at what they do. Talk about that a little bit.
So when I decided to be a trainer, I went off and did the training certification. I did all the certifications of being a coach. I'm still upgrading my skills on a weekly, monthly, daily basis. But what fascinates me is how communication and how language works. So when I work with teams, I like to position myself from a slightly different point of view. Like I work in sales, and you've been in sales for many years, and so on and so forth. But when I train people, what I want to do is make sure that they have, number one, effective communication, and they can connect with people that they like and trust, and they work with people in a slightly different way, and understanding how the other people work and how you can step into other people's shoes, so you can almost holistically see yourself coming back at you with eyes pointing back at you as if you're stepping into your shoes. So I want them to make sure that they learn that, and understanding how the brain works, and understanding how the three-layered brain works on the buying persona, meaning that they work on the emotional levels, because people buy people that they like and trust, but the people that they like, they connect with. But they connect with in a slightly deeper level, because what we want to get across and what I want to teach them is trust is absolutely imperative.
Right.
Communication effectively, so they really understand enriched language, that they can get it and they can build a story based around how they can connect with the other person. So I'm all about using that and a bit of science behind that, a few visuals on how the brain works, and visual scanning, and all of that sort of stuff, so they get it and then they can use it and practice it themselves. But what I want to make sure that they do use is got to done with respect for the other person, and also a little bit of vulnerability and authenticity, a lot of authenticity, by being yourself, which is the most important thing.
Well,
so you've got me started now, so I don't know how to stop.
No, that is so great. I'm thinking of all these great things as you're talking about that. You know, I mean, I just glean so much and learn so much from you and from people like you. And one thing that you said that I really tie into, and that is being thoughtful to other people, being not only authentic to them, just being yourself, but also really thinking about them, treating them the way you want to be treated. I mean, I'm a golden rule kind of guy. Treat them the way you want to be treated. That draws people together. It bonds people. It connects them. And I think that is so important, because then when you're working with people and teams and companies, then people like to work together. People that like to know each other, like each other, trust each other. We love that one. They do so much better. Productivity shoots through the roof.
Absolutely. And that's one of my plans is, Ireland is great and it's a wonderful country, and you know a few people in Ireland already through all this networking. But my next step is to work back into the UK markets, and also to work back into the US markets. I've had many corporate years of experience of working in corporates in the US and dealing with VC funds and fund managers and all of that. So I'd love to go back and start working. It's obviously going to be remotely for this time being, but that would be my next organic step to do that. Because I think testing ground in Ireland is wonderful, but I do want to step up and launch myself up into the US stratosphere, because it's a wonderful country.
Yeah, go beyond that. You definitely are going to do it. I can feel it. I can see that you and I are going to be able to work together more in the future too, because you're just the kind of person that I'm drawn to work with, and I appreciate you. And I can't even believe this, but we're already over time. So, but you know what? We want to leave them wanting more. How do they find out more? Tell us how we get in touch with you.
Well, they can get in touch with me LinkedIn. So if they put Jason Cooper on LinkedIn, they will come up with this space, because there shouldn't be too many Jason Coopers on there. So if you want a refined search, Jason Cooper Ireland, you'll see me all over. You can connect with me by my website's being revamped, so it's jasoncooper.ie. Instagram is Jason A. Cooper, and Twitter is Jason A. Cooper. So that's how you can connect with me. Please do. I'll be more than happy to reach out to whoever listens to this. LinkedIn is my number one source anyway.
Yeah, I know that's where you and I started communicating at first. And no, I appreciate you being able to have all those, today we have all those opportunities for people to reach out to us, whatever they like, which is great. So, hey, listen, I can't even tell you how much I appreciate you coming on and talking to us a little bit about what you're doing. You're so passionate about it. I get excited just listening to what you're doing. So, hey, we just want to thank everybody today. Thank you so much for coming on and listening to Marketing with Russ, aka hashtag Russ Selfie. You heard all of the great ways to get a hold of Jason. I encourage you to do that because he's a wonderful individual. And anyway, with that, we are done for today. We hope you all have an awesome day, and we'll talk to you next time. See you then.